What's up, guys and gals? Floyd here again today, and I'm going to do another gold grinding video. The last one was pretty successful, got a lot of feedback, a lot of people tried new things, and learned a few new grinds to put some coin in their pocket. But they want more gold. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make a little bit more. Give you a few methods. I'm going to start off here in Hrothgar, in Orsinium. The main town. It's right here on the map. So, this technique is another pickpocketing technique, but you're gonna go for a little bit more high dollar items than just your greens and blues and stuff. So what you're gonna want to do is run this little path here from the way shrine down. There's a noble lady, this blue shirted bitch right over here. She walks around in like this little square over here and stuff between this tunnel. Get her when she's down, walking down this or into this tunnel as she heads up that little hill to the left. There's some people up there that'll catch you, so be careful, like killing her or pickpocketing her there, because they'll see you do it. And then you're going to head over here to the right hand side on this bridge. Now, this noble right here, he is a pain in the ass. He will walk over here, not over there, and not right there at all. But he'll like stand right there, and then there's two guys behind him, and he'll walk down that road back there, and there's a bunch of people. So you have to get him when he's on this bridge, but you can pickpocket him and kill him right there. But you kind of have to wait for him to be in the right spot at the right time. There is another noble up here standing, and she won't go anywhere. She just stands right here on this little pad, or right there where she is now. She's pretty easy to get. So once you pickpocket them and kill them, then you're gonna just kind of ride across town. If you have a bounty, then just kind of stay on the sides a little bit. There's a lot of guards in the middle of town, so be careful for that. But you're just gonna ride to the other side over here, and up the stairs here to the right. Up here on the top, there is this noble. If you do like the first two quests in this area, this guard will for some reason turn around and face up the stairs. It's weird, but you have to do like the first two quests in the area and get rid of these two ladies so that they're gone. They won't be there anymore. And then this noble will stand here and you can pickpocket her and kill her while that guard's facing up the stairs. After you get her, if you can, go around the corner. There is an outlaw here, and this guy will drop like gaming dice in the diagram and stuff like that. And some, you know, it's a decent pickpocket. And then there's another noble here. So what you're gonna do is when you're pickpocketing, what you really want to look out for is the diagrams. They will drop golden praxis. So like when you're done killing them, you can also kill these guys right here and stuff like that. There's a few commoners, some peasants and stuff like that are just lowly pieces of trash and can take their money. And then when you're done, you go over here. This is the entrance to the Thieves Guild, so if you ever get in trouble or caught up there, then you just run down there. Now, like I said, the thing that you're going for are the gold praxis from them for the thrones, the Orcish thrones. There's 3 of them. Also, people said that they didn't find a lot of good stuff pickpocketing, so just remember that I'm not talking about like pickpocketing somebody one time and then leaving them, or just killing them and then leaving them. Make sure that you pickpocket them twice and then kill them. Like 2 picks and a stick is the way that it should go with every person that you're pickpocketing and killing. But they do drop these golden praxis here, so that's the big dollar item that you're going to go for. They'll go for like 65 to 100k depending. The next grind that I want to talk about are public dungeons. Public dungeons are great because they can drop set pieces for the zones, and also they have big groups of mobs that you can get together and burn down, and they drop a decent amount of gold when you burn down the whole set of mobs. So if you can spend like an hour in here running around and killing all the stuff, then you can make a decent amount of coin just directly into your pocket and selling off your bag and stuff like that. Just to the point Where, I mean, if you spend an hour inside of a public dungeon and you have a route, always stick to your route. Don't just randomly run around like a chicken with its head cut off. Like, have a plan. And open every chest that you can find. Like, it's really good to, like, look in the dark corners and stuff like that. Find the chests and the heavy sacks, and it'll add to the amount of money that you can make inside of a public dungeon. Now, these public dungeons, there will be people running around killing the bosses, but what I do most of the time is I kill just the mobs, and like I said, look for the chests. And most of the public dungeons, they have like ore, and they'll have rune stones, and they'll have other stuff to get. So break away from the pack. Don't go around and run around and kill the bosses repeatedly over and over and over again, because if you kill bosses too quickly inside public dungeons, then they're gonna drop like 20 gold or something like that. And where 20 gold's 20 gold, I'm not going to, frown upon it. But, I mean, chewing down 250k health for 20 gold's really not going to get you a lot of money. And it's not going to put a lot of... It's just not worth it time-wise. You could be burning down packs of mobs for 150 gold, to where if you burn down one boss too quickly, or two bosses quickly, then you're not going to make any gold. So get away from everybody that's running around. Let them do their own thing. Get all the materials. Pick up your mushrooms and open up your backpacks and do everything like that within the public dungeons. Looking for diagrams or looking for something like that you can turn around and sell for a decent amount of money. Now, if you can burn these bosses down quick enough, then, when they're up, then fine, kill them if they're going to drop loot. But don't just run around in a loop constantly, because like I said, if you kill them too quick, you're not going to make any money. So make sure that you're getting all the resources out of a public dungeon, as well as killing the bosses. So, also, when it comes to it, if you have a good burner, if you have a decent tune that can put out a high amount of damage, a lot of AoEs, and burn down mobs quickly, a good way to farm a public dungeon is to do it naked. And I know it sounds weird and everything like that, but take all your gear off and just use, like, your staves or your dual wield and your jewelry and stuff like that. Because if you run around in here for a decent amount of time, it will diminish your gear rather quickly. So when you're running around in here and you're making decent money, the last thing you want to do is leave the public dungeon and have yourself a 2,000 gold repair bill for doing so. But I mean, if you don't mind doing that, then that's fine. Then just keep all your gear on. Just make sure that you always keep some repair kits with you, like just in case, or buy some of the crown repair kits. Are really good and they're really cheap. Like, you can buy them for like 5 crown gems for one, and it'll repair all of the pieces of gear that you have. So just like keep one of those in your pocket. I mean, it's better than spending your gold if you have the crown gems to do that. Also, within these public dungeons, there are a few things that you're gonna want to kind of keep your eye out for, like trunks and boxes and urns and stuff like that. So, like, while you're going along and you're killing all your bosses and you're looking for your chest, always remember to grab all of the like the little urns and stuff like that, like in these little corners, like there's a bunch of them and stuff, because these will drop motifs, and they'll also drop some of the diagrams and things like that. And then also, like, lockpicks and everything. For me, like, I force lock every lock that I come across, so when I force lock a lock, it depletes your lockpicks fairly quick. So I mean, like, to keep up your stash of lockpicks, then by all means pick them up out of the little urns and stuff. Anything that you can do to keep yourself self-sufficient and not have to worry about spending more gold to make gold, that's what you want to do. So always keep your eyes out for that, and just make sure that you pick up everything that you're getting. Even if you don't have a craft bag or anything like that, that's fine. When you're picking up, like, the poison stuff off of the zombies and everything like that, you can just sell that stuff to the merchant, and that's extra gold inside your pocket. So when you're running around and when you're opening chests and stuff like that, and just take everything out of there. Like, take it all out. It's all gold. You can break it down for mats to sell the mats, or you can break it down for to help you with your own crafting, so you don't have to spend money to make your own gear or improve your stuff, anything like that. You can break it down, and it saves you money in the long run. Or you can just vendor it for the whatever 25 gold or 50 gold, whatever the piece is selling to the merchant for. And then, like I said, those poison reagents, they sell for, if you sell a stack of them, then you're golden. They'll sell for like 600 gold to 400 gold, depending on your alchemy level and depending on which ones you're picking up. But just make sure that you're always picking it all up, and that because you can vendor it all. So, and after a while, it'll all add up. If you run around in here and you don't pick everything up and you're just killing the mobs just for the gold and you clear out your bag, then yeah, you can make 30k in an hour. But if you pick everything up and you're vendoring all the stuff, then you're looking going from 20 to 30k an hour to 40 to 60k an hour just on the odds and ends, extra 10 gold here, extra 10 gold there, everything. So doing all of that is just a fantastic idea, and just keep it in mind when you're grinding for gold, because every little bit counts. Now, also, when you're doing public dungeons, there are a few skills. Like I said, I force lock everything, so you're going to want to have your lock picking up, your ledgerman and stuff like that. You'll level it up if you sell off your stolen items and stuff. But I always like to force lock. It saves you a bunch of time. You can just hammer out a lock really quick, grab the stuff, and you're back on your way. Also, the treasure hunter passive over here, you're going to want to have this in your champion points. If it's possible for you to get them, if you have enough. I highly recommend getting this passive, because then it gets you more set drops out of the public dungeons. So, when you're looking at, like, you can still get set pieces out of simple chests, and intermediate will become blue items, advanced is always a purple, and then you get 2 drop items out of a master chest. So that's a good passive to have. Also, the public dungeons that I usually run with that passive are in Deshaun for Plague Doctor and Mother Sorrow. Those will sell really well, either in zone chat or out of your trader or whatever. There is also Rivenspire. Rivenspire has a really good public dungeon as well. The characters are really close together. It's got some good pulls in it where you can burn some stuff down quick. Necropotence also drops out of this public dungeon. So, it's worthwhile to go after the set. If you end up pulling staves or jewelry or something out of chest, they're worth a lot of money. Now, if you want to just get straight coin, the best way to get straight coin out of a public dungeon is in the Rift, and it's the Lion Den. It is full of Imperials, and Imperials anywhere in the game, they drop the most coin of any other NPC out there. So remember that. So if you want to go do this is a really good just straight circle grind. Go out there, bang it out, get done. The next thing that I want to talk about are starter zone mat farming. Now, if you don't have anything to do and mindless grinding is okay with you, then this is one of the most profitable ways to make gold in the game, hands down. But this also takes it takes a little bit more time, because it's not straight selling the items. You have to find another player to buy them. So you're gonna have to go into zone chat. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to have a trader or something like that. You're gonna have to sell them that way. It's not just straight gold. But this way of grinding, if you find in any way one of these starting zones, just find yourself a little circle. I usually go here to Balfoyen, and I just run this circle for, oh god, I've ran this for hours and hours and hours on end. But if you run this little circle, you can find everything here. You can find your ore, you can find your platinum, you can find your silk, you can find your wood, you can find your runestones, you can find flowers. You can kill the little guys for guts. There's insects that you can pick up along the way as well. And it's just a little circle to run in. And if you spend maybe an hour here, you can get probably 200 to 400 ore, 200 platinum, 200 wood, 200 silk, and depending on how your luck is, you could probably pull maybe 2 or 3 Kuda. Now, once you do all of that, then selling this stuff off is how you want to do it. You can either sell the straight stacks of raw material, which sell from anywhere from, depending on what it is, 20 to like 30K, depending. Like silk and platinum and stuff are obviously going to sell for higher because they're worth more. The refined materials are worth more. Now, if you want to, you can just keep all your stuff and refine it yourself, and then decide what you want to sell and what you don't want to sell. So if you keep all your ore and you keep all your platinum and your silk, you can sell off your wax and you can sell off your rosin, you can sell off your temps, you can sell off your platings and stuff like that that you get from refining this. Or like, once you get a stack of certain flowers, or you can just sell the individual Kuda as well. But this is hands down one of the best ways in the game to make gold, but it takes time. Everybody wants to make 1,000,000,000 billion gold and be done in like an hour and just be rich. Like, you can't do that. You can't just be rich after playing the game for an hour. It's not going to happen. But there are ways that if you spend an hour a day here, an hour a day there, that it'll start to add up. And I mean, within a week, you can make anywhere from 1,000,000 gold to 1.5 mil if you keep on the grind, and if you keep going and you get certain drops, then you'll be fine. Also, one of the things that, like what I was talking about before, like if you have a craft bag and you don't go through it very often, then you're probably sitting on a decent amount of gold that you're unaware of. All of these poison reagents that I was talking about earlier, these will all vendor for a decent amount of gold, and if you have 10,000 of them sitting in your craft bag because you never clear out your craft bag, then who needs 10,000 poison reagents? Like, you're just sitting on gold that you could be selling just to the vendor. You don't even have to sell this to another player. If you have 10,000 of the alchemy reagents, each stack sells for 600, depending on if it's the top tier. Other ones sell for like 300-400 a piece. Also, going down like through all the stones and stuff like that, I mean, if like some of the stones, if you have thousands and thousands of the stones, I mean, I don't really think that you're gonna need to make 1,500 health regen glyphs in the next couple days, and especially with Ta. Like, are you gonna use Ta? I mean, if you have 3,000 Ta, I think you're gonna be okay. Like, everything's gonna work out if you have 3,000. So just grab these couple hundred, and a couple thousand if you have them, and just vendor them to any vendor in the game. And it's 200 a stack for the Ta and stuff like that, but 600 a stack, 400 a stack for the poison reagents. And this stuff, if you farm zombies and you farm like spiders or anything like that, like you get this back so quickly that you need to sell it off. It's a quick grab out of your bag that you're probably sitting on and you have no idea that you are sitting on it. So make sure to clear out your craft bag. Next thing is a trader. You need to have a trader. If you don't have a trader, then you're not gonna make nearly enough money as those that do. I know that some people are sitting there saying, "Oh man, like I don't want to spend 5 or 10K a week to keep a trader." But if you go out and you grind, you do public dungeons, and you farm your mobs, and you farm your mats, and you do all that stuff, I guarantee you 5 or 10K within a week of doing any of these steps, it's nothing compared to what you can make out of a decent trader. If you're paying 10K, then you have a capital trader. I mean, I'd go for Mournhold or Grantwood or a Wayrest trader, something like that, in one of the big high traffic towns. And the thing is if you spend 10K, you're gonna get that back tenfold. I hold 4 traders and I make God knows how much gold out of those traders every week. And the thing is when you do have a trader, is try to mix up what you're putting in there. Put in a little bit of gear, put in some mats, and then put in some odds and ends. And then once you do that and you're done and you make your million billions, it's back to getting ganked by 2 yellows, while you're sitting on your Flubbercat getting ready to record. So that's Floyd. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope it helps. I hope you guys have a good time. I hope you make some coin. Thank you for the support on the last video. Have a good one.